said, can you throw my first fundraiser? He said, sure. And he picked a beautiful place to do it. So thank you so much, Kevin. I do we decided around our kitchen counter one night when I was contemplating doing this, just 2 weeks before I decided to go ahead and do it. We were talking, Dennis was home, Patrick, Tim, my husband, and they all thought I should do this. And I said, I think it's too late. I think we're going to lose our country. And my Marine, who was home just a couple months at that time, he said, well, you know, we don't have a crystal ball, Mom. We don't know what's going to happen, but we should go down fighting. So we did decide, as a family, we are going down fighting. All of you should go down fighting. We should get as many people to go down fighting as possible, because if we all come together on this, then we won't go down. That the fight that we can put in us, in our neighbors, and in our friends will make the difference, and we'll be able to fix our country. We have tremendous challenges in America. We have our veterans' health care. We are putting veterans on waiting lists to die. How terrible. We must have that be unacceptable, period. We should be picketing in D.C. We should not let that happen. And if anybody wants to know what Obamacare will look like, we're getting a glimpse of it now. And if we can't take care of our veterans, what kind of care do you think you're going to get? So we need to fix that. We have education challenges that are tremendous with Common Core. I hear all over the district. I had a woman say, I have a physics degree and I'm an engineer, and I couldn't help my first grader with her homework. Think about how devastating that is to a child who knows their mother can't help them with homework, and he's 6. We have to fix that. We really do. Our rights are being infringed on in every area. We all know they were going to put newsminders in our newspapers and in our television newsrooms because they wanted to study how we made decisions. And you know what that is. They wanted to make sure you made the right decisions come election time, as far as who they were going to cover and what they weren't going to cover. And public outcry stopped that. So your voice does make a difference. And the difference this time, we have great challenges, but Americans have always been greater than the challenges that they face. And we are greater than the challenges that we face. It's just, they're in paralysis in Washington. And I don't know whether they're in paralysis because there's not a strong voice leading them. Thomas Paine wrote Common Sense, and it united a country at a time when it really needed it. But if you ever doubt that one person can make a difference, you take a ride out in part of my district called Lackawanna, and you go to that basilica. That was one man. And my Aunt Janie was in his infant home. And it was at a time when there was tuberculosis and polio and immigrants who didn't have extended family to take care of their children. And he solved that problem. And he built that beautiful church, one person. So people do ask me, well, what do you think you can do? You're one person. I can do a lot. And so we can all do a lot. Before you leave, I would ask you to just take 4 or 5 of these and talk to a neighbor and say, I think we have a great candidate. It's only a 2-year position. If she does horrible, then in a year and a half, you can go help someone else get elected. But a lot of people know my name. A lot of what I was doing in the city helping people, you never heard about. Because I believe charity should be private and not talked about. And if you talk about it and go say, oh, I helped this person, I helped that person, it really diminishes your act of charity. But just know that my name in Buffalo, I have a very good reputation, contrary to what the newspaper said about me. But, I am on email. If any of you have any suggestions, I'm reading everything. I'm taking your suggestions. I had a wonderful gentleman step up to make commercials. I just made a Second Amendment commercial that should be hitting my Facebook and website and hopefully going viral, because it's really a good commercial. But every other week we're going to be putting a different commercial out there. We are going to do a partial birth abortion commercial that should make your skin crawl and should make Brian Higgins kind of get ashen when he sees it. And this is an election of contrasts, and you can't get two more contrasted people. We share lineage. Both of our grandparents came from Ireland on a boat, and that's really where it stopped. So we are both South Buffalo Irish. My dad grew up on Tiff Street. My mom's family grew up right across the street from the Basilica as it was being built. So, you know, if you want to talk about humble beginnings, and my dad was in an orphanage when his mom got TB, want to talk about humble beginnings, you're looking at it. And what a tremendous America that we have that made everything possible for their family when they came here. And we need that back. We have too many people, and this is the last point I'm going to make, too many people that our government has thrown money at generation after generation, telling them they have nothing to offer America, nothing to contribute. And that's not true. Every single person brings something different to the table, and every single person has something to contribute, and we need to start convincing them that we need their efforts. Because we're all in the same boat, and we are all going to sink together, or we are all going to sail together. Spread the word. Buffalo needs a new direction, and Buffalo needs a really loud voice in Washington. That's what we need. Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Cheektowaga, Amherst, Lackawanna, we need a strong voice in Washington. Brian Higgins' power is not here in Buffalo. He should be here listening to us. No town hall meetings on any issues. He doesn't want to hear from us. And then he goes there and he comes back as fast as possible and then doesn't listen to us at all. He should be staying in Washington and getting things done for us. That's where his power is. And that is what I'll do. On top of that, I might be a little entertaining to watch.